All right, we're back. I believe the theme to Pacific Rim has started playing.
Yes. But it's like a fucking like classical instrumental version with like a
Violin.
church.
Yeah,
it's like a church organ instead of the like synth bits.
Yeah, and like Gregorian chanting.
Yeah, like Baroque Pacific Rim.
Yeah, but Rock Pacific Rim is exactly.
This
what
would
it
sound
is.
incredible, though.
At Drummer Boy, if you are listening to this at any point, my friend, my dear friend, please make me at least a little sample of the thing.
Who's rolling this gosh dang engagement roll?
Well, don't we have some questions we got to answer first?
Oh, don't. Oh, we do. God damn it. Where am I?
But someone gets to be in charge of it.
Yeah.
I nominate the
I
captain.
feel like Captain out, dear Captain.
Captain.
Like,
Yep.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
I can do this. It is my solemn duty to whatever I need to
to
do.
be mysterious and make some
duty.
cool rolls.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, is the mission particularly heroic or noble?
I mean, we're diving into heaven preemptively, riskily. So yes, I think so.
Cool.
And we don't have a lot of concrete info.
So,
No.
one die for
If that's
hope.
what you think. I know what this thing's called. So fuck you.
One die for being heroic and noble. Does the mission's
Okay.
goal or methods reflect the darkness inside our characters?
Ooh. The darkness inside our characters. I don't feel like it does at this point.
This is pretty pure of us.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Is the mission following through on details from the crew's investigation?
Yes.
I know its name.
Is the darkness particularly well defended here, or particularly strong against this?
Is the darkness well defended?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if we're going into heaven, yes.
Yeah. Does this mission center around one of your friends?
No.
I mean, in an abstract fashion, all of them because we're protecting the city, but I'm not going to
No.
try and argue
Yeah,
Doesn't
don't-
center.
that.
No.
That's bullshit.
Are your
Don't
rivals
play
or
games.
enemies working against you?
Not that we know of, but probably that's what they do. But not that we know of. Not that we
Plotting
know.
and scheming.
Are any other elements you want to consider due to circumstances or events in your world? So, are there anything else that you think we should get or lose dice for?
So we lose one because we're a tier below.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got
So
one
we-
dice for hope.
One die.
Other things that we would get dice for. Could they be like hypothetically, I don't know if that applies here, but could they be like, oh, we got this other kind of information and that helps us in this way? Or is all of the information gathering included in that one question?
Following through on details from investigation? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'd like to offer something.
Then-
For what like could well from a mechanical standpoint be the only time in the game, all of the engines are like fully at like peak condition.
Is that a thing mechanically?
There's
I
not
mean,
like
that's just on its
this-
own, right? That's a benefit on its own.
Yeah,
rather
this
than-
yeah, I'm arguing for like the extra our capacity to like take add or subtract. Like we are as prepared as we will ever be to do a mission, in terms of the condition of the machine of the mechs we are piloting.
Yeah, but I think the mechanical
reward for
benefit of
that.
that is in.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's fair.
It's already baked in.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
can't blame a
No,
person.
very true, very true.
So, Sort, you are rolling a fortune. I think there should be a fortune button there under your. Yep.
Okay, so I have a fortune button somewhere in my character sheet.
Yep.
Yes, I see it. So I'm rolling fortune.
Yep.
It says, "What's this?"
Engagement.
Is that what I write?
Yep.
Okay, engagement. Yep. Is the position? What's the position?
For the engagement roll, it's ignore position in effect.
Oh, okay, okay. Cool. And number of dice?
1.
Okay. That doesn't seem like very many dice. And then it gives me a thing for extra, but I don't put anything in
You
there.
don't put it in.
We don't get any extra.
Don't too stress and push yourself.
Oh my god.
Heck, that's a one.
Fucking great.
I'm
Why are
rolling
you so
very
good at
badly.
rolling? Why are you
I
so-
might point out. I think I've rolled a two and 3 ones.
Our daring captain, everyone.
I'm very out of
Lo and
sorts for
behold.
some reason. Oh dear.
I mean, are you, or is this just how you are?
Or is this just me? Am I just inept all the
I
time?
mean,
do you
look,
think?
Sean always rolls threes, you always roll ones. Like, people have patterns in these.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so you're in a desperate position when the action starts. The
Oh,
darkness is
God.
against you. It's a
Yeah,
trap,
great.
it's an ambush or counterattack. So,
Oh, God.
yeah, let's think about
Have a thought.
what's your thought.
Emily. Okay, no, go ahead.
Are we like descending fucking into like the proverbial ocean? And like this is the point at which Swift is finally like, hey everyone, so the name of this creature is, recites its name and like invokes it, and it just like fucking shows up.
Oh yeah, that's totally what happens. It just like comes up and just like, okay, so who is it that it grabs?
I mean, I think it grabs the one who said its name.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
That definitely
that's true.
sounded
And I
like
was never
volunteer
good for it, and I was never good enough for it before.
yeah,
Oh.
yep.
So its name, if I may speak its name for the benefit
I mean,
of
you better.
our audience.
That's what happens.
Yeah, so its name, its full name in the ancient tongue is 1,000-fold rapacious hungerings for the jeweled fruits of the underground.
Oh, dang.
But it was also known simply as Velas.
Yep.
Amazing.
So yeah, this gigantic, like colossal golden toad, like just embedded with like dozens and dozens of like giant beach ball sized gems, ridged along its back, lazily just emerges from this swamp of like purple ink that runs off of it in like big thick rivulets, and like latches a hold of the gurney that is like lowering down the engines, and like shakes it, and then and our friend Swift, no. Yeah, no, I think Swift makes sense because you're the one that did the invoking. Our friend Swift, like falls off, and it just like snaps, like with lightning speed, like snaps Swift out of the air, and pulls her down into and like starts like shaking her. What engine are you piloting, Swift? And what does it look like?
That is a good question.
When it's in engine mode, when it's equipped.
So, I think, because I think this would be cool. Feel free, people, tell me if you think this is dumb. I think Cunning Harmony overcomes adversity. I think Swift brought that back with her. Like, I think that's an ancient relic.
Oh, from the past.
Yeah, like that's from way back in the when.
What about if you knew where it was hidden?
Yeah, like
yeah, it's even
whatever,
cooler.
right? Like like
Yeah,
it was somehow like it had become lost, and I
Yeah.
I was like, haha, the lost engine, and that's probably why they let me in the first place.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Traveler, and they were like, we don't believe you, and I was like, lost engine, and they were like, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is it? What is so? Can you remind us about Cunning Harmony?
Yeah, so Cunning Harmony so it looks like a staff. It's like a slightly warped piece of wood from the same kind of tree that I have in my room. Probably from the same tree, like the same giant tree that's a cutting of. It's like a branch of that tree or something. And then like to like activate it or whatever our terminology is going to be, I think you like pluck the invisible bowstring, and as it like vibrates and like makes music, the bowstring becomes like visible, and it becomes clear that it's actually a bow. and then the mech bullshit happens.
So what does it look like when you're like equipped?
When I'm piloting the fucking mech? Yeah, I think I think in the case of when Swift uses it, I think it starts to rain. And the rain, like the like sheets of rain. And I think they become like robes. And so I think she's like floating in the midst of this like body that is like this body of like vines and wood that is clothed in like robes of just like rain,
Yeah, that's cool.
constantly like running down.
Cool.
And I think she's like in the middle of its head, like where its third eye, like kind of where its third eye would be, like that's where she hovers, holding the original bow.
Yeah. And I feel like so Veles has got you in his mouth and like shakes you, and like all this like water like just flies everywhere. Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
So do I want to do this yet? Fuck it, I do. I transcend.
Cool.
And I'm going to push myself because I'm out of time. And so I'm going to suddenly appear next to my enemy, ready to strike. So I just yeah. So here's what this looks like, right? I transcend, and
what does that look like?
All of the wood. So it's made of like the body of the mech is made of like this gnarled, like root-like wood, and all of it suddenly grows like little branches and like sprouts leaves. And they're the same, like, flaming red color, both as the leaves of, like, the Japanese maple, like, tree and as my hair.
Yeah.
So it, like, comes into, like, full leafage. And I think any cloud that is around in the vicinity begins to, like, just rain steadily. And because we're
rain
in, like,
just starts happening. There aren't clouds, like, currently.
I mean, in heaven, there's... You described there were, like, always
sorry,
clouds.
there are clouds, but not in a... I suppose, they can start raining, but they can start raining at you, like, sideways and stuff, right?
Yeah, there was weird rain. It's weird rain. And so, like, yeah, like, this happens. Like, it transcends. And then there's just, like, a moment as, like, a like, sheet of this rain just, like, blows, like, across me. And Swift just, like, disappears. Like, dissolves into the rain. And then appears, like, behind Velas. Like, ready to strike.
Yep. Cool. So to do that, you need to take 2 stress.
Yep.
Cool. Do you want to do something from there?
Yeah, and then because I get to take the +1 die forward, don't I, Andrew? Because I'm still pushing I push myself, and so I get the thing, and then I get +1d to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And so then I think I like pluck the bowstring like on on where I'm holding like Cunning Harmony overcomes adversity, and like this deep like thrumming like note kind of like reverberates and echoes out, and it sounds, and we realize it sounds very much like the noise of like the deep heavens that I hear when I commune with that. Like it's the same kind of like tonality, and like a wordless communication through that noise passes between me and Velas as I like ask it like what is wrong? What is going on? Like why? What have these mortals done to anger the gods? Like I am in my role as shaman, which I am like divinely appointed to do or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I think this is like the first like full-on god we've fought since I came along.
I mean, I think you're... Yeah, that's an interesting question. Yeah, like... because it's a Leviathan. I think it's an avatar of, it's a titan of this god.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yes.
this is the first time you
froze
like.
out for a moment there, but yeah.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, like I think this is the first like great god we've like faced, and so
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like I've heard the human side of the story. They've told me a great deal about what they think is happening, but like fuck that for a moment. Like we are peers of old. Like what the fuck is happening? Talk to me
Sure.
here.
Yeah. What are you rolling?
Yeah. Analyze. Like I'm gonna listen to its answer or empathize. I think both
I was gonna say I feel like it's empathize.
both make sense.
Yeah,
I
right.
think you're trying to
Empathize. I'm gonna
Alright,
say.
cool.
So this is the bit that I'm still pretty new to is determining position effect. I think this
I mean,
is
the rules demand
probably
it has to be desperate.
Pardon?
Desperate, don't they? Because we failed the engagement roll.
Yeah,
Yes.
we know we're in a desperate position
Yeah.
to start.
so yeah. So desperate position, limited effect,
Alright.
because like.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like this thing is not here to
To talk.
to talk,
Yep.
and it's not
Cool.
really about talking, right? It's not a
Yeah.
thing that expresses itself in.
Yeah. It consumes. It does not give.
I didn't say it didn't
And I
give.
get. Well, that's true. And I get 1 bonus dice because I pushed myself.
Yep.
Great. And I get 1 XP because I made a desperate roll. Good job, everyone. That went okay.
Yeah. Right.
It could have been worse.
Now, for desperate, I'm trying to find Andrew's.
Do I have an entry on this? I think I do.
On which things do we do for a desperate and a. Otherwise, I'll get another game out.
Yeah, it's the same kind of scale as in Blades. I don't know if I have a success and failure section yet, 'cause I think I'm still looking on Blades.
You have a generic one, but not one that tiers it like Blades does between control.
Yeah, I have.
Desperate.
Oh, here we go.
What have we got?
Yeah, so basically, I don't have the full in-depth thing, but that in a desperate role, it's that you're overreaching your capabilities. Circumstances are set against you. And so, yeah, a 4 to 5 is like severe consequence. It's the equivalent of if you had failed on a standard position roll, and you still also get what you set out for.
Yeah, right.
So, my general rule of like proceeding is on a 4 to 5, the level of harm I'm dishing out is like 3, maybe 4 on a desperate roll, but generally immediately going to level 4 harm is like failed desperate.
Yeah.
Starting a really severe clock or putting multiple consequences down.
Yeah.
And forcing folks to need to resist multiple things are all good.
You did get so yeah, you've got a success and also a consequence. I kind of want to make those the same thing.
Yes, be as twisted as you
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
I think it starts. Yeah, I think we see more of those coins, right? It does that like toad thing of like breathing in deeply and then like barfing forth all of these coins, and you hear that sound of the coins clanging again. They're huge. They're like bus sized, and they're just banging down onto the ground, Let's talk about our engines a bit. Does anyone have an engine that is that has minerals like metals or things like that in its appearance currently?
Well, and who's piloting which?
Yeah, who's piloting which?
I'd like to pilot the one that's a big sword.
That's a yes for metal.
So yes, very metal. Lots of metal.
Cool. Is anyone else in something?
I will be piloting the boots. I'm in the boots.
Cool.
Not in your
Andrew,
whole
can I share
costume?
you with
I'm
something
disappointed.
that was like an inspiration for this? For like when I was thinking about the boots.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm gonna give you the opportunity to like describe it as you like, but where is it? I'm just gonna send you the thing in. Can I send it in Zoom chat? Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah, sure.
Can I send a file in that? No.
Oh no.
What I'll do then is I'll send it to you as a handout in this. In the meantime, what Emily, do you want to describe what sword friend looks like?
Yeah, I was thinking about that just before. I think in the same way as the one that is the banner, I think it kind of has to. I feel like it maybe has to, like give some kind of aura of like protective armor, but I don't know that it's strictly armor as such. I think it's more like an energy sphere, at least for when Surat is piloting it. I think it's kind of like a dark sort of spherical aura that kind of like hovers around him, and the sword obviously like gets like doubly gigantic, you know, and the eye gets all like flamey and cool.
I love
and
that
metal.
you're not in a mech. You just like wield the sword.
Just wield
and
this
fight
giant
these things.
fucking sword. Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Exactly.
you just get Cloud Strife up in that shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it like
think
pulls
it's
you around like you're piloting
Yeah.
through the air.
Oh, I think what it does do is like it basically kind of like spreads like tendril sort of things like down my arm, like down the whole of one of my arms, that then sort of like solidify into kind of like a full arm metal gauntlet thing. So like that, like you're kind of attached to the sword,
Yeah.
but it also helps you to like wield its ridiculousness.
Cool. So you get magnetized to the
interpreting-
coins.
Mecha
Right.
anime, very loosely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
get
just see you
magnetized
fly
to the
off the
coin.
thing, right? Like
Sweet.
you're holding onto the sword, and you just like drift slightly, and then like the thing just goes, and you just get like stuck to these coins.
Yep. Yep. The eye on the sword looks really like I'm like unimpressed. Like it's all spinning around. Okay.
So yeah,
seem
you're
good.
stuck there.
Okay.
Andrew, I sent you a handout with like my inspiration, but like that's up to you how you interpret things.
I have an idea for making that extra weird.
Yeah, cool.
Extra weird. Fantastic.
Do you want to resist being stuck to the coins?
Yes.
It is a
Sorry,
Sorry, I
consequence.
haven't got used to like
Yeah, I
when I
know.
can take actions and
Yeah.
things. So if
It's-
there is
it's-
an opportunity to do that, I would like
Yeah,
to
like
do that.
so when I say a bad thing happens to you,
everything Ash says.
Yeah.
Okay, I can just be like,
Yeah.
But no,
Yes,
I
this
would
game
like for
It's
that
the
to
John
not
Harper. It's the John Harper style of GMing. John
Okay.
Harper says to his Dungeon World players, "Hey, the ogre picks you up, he smashes you against the wall, and you just die." And you say, "Fuck you, John. No, I don't."
Right. Okay, so how do I go about resisting this thing? How does that?
How are you resisting?
Okay, so I describe how I want to do that. Okay. I mean, I haven't transcended yet, have I? And is that a separate thing that I can't do in amongst other stuff?
That's a good point. You might have to transcend to resist this.
That's okay, because I would love to do that. That seems like it's a
Because
good
like you're just
idea.
not on the same scale as anything the Leviathan does until you transcend.
Yeah, and I think that actually my transcendent ability would be very useful here.
Hang on, isn't it that it's the mechas that puts us on a level with the Leviathans? Transcendence is like another thing above and beyond that, Andrew.
So the two, there's an interplay between the two. So like, if we weren't in an engine and we transcended, we could maybe like punch it a little bit and it would notice. And if we're in an engine but not transcended, we can still like deal with it, but we're more likely to be in desperate positions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Emily, you can resist this without transcending. So
But that's not as cool. Though.
no, I'm not saying you should.
Oh, and the other thing I'll say is that when we are not transcended, that means the engines have to carry more of the weight. And I would, if I were the MC, I would be like, consequences doled out would be like, the engine takes stress.
Yep. All right. No, it is time. It is time to transcend. I think. I don't know quite why I haven't done that already. I guess because we weren't expecting to be sort of ambushed by this thing.
Yeah, you don't want to be transcended if you're just scouting.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna get all magical girl.
Cool. What song plays?
What song plays? Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough appropriate songs.
Curious.
My one is the cool one from Madoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that maybe the cool one from Monica. Damn it. No, I don't know. I'll have to think on that for future reference. I am not currently sure what cool song plays.
If I get to be the GM and this series has like set pieces of music for like things, then it's Pacific Rim and Little Busters by the Pillows.
Right. Yes. Well, I'm not using either of those, but because they're for other stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I will think on that one in future. But I can tell you what it looks like. I have an idea of what it looks like. So I think it's very much your like standard kind of, I hover up in the air and whatever inside this like sphere. I think like his hair like goes from being kind of short eye fringe to being like very long, and it's still kind of jet black, and all of these sort of like golden beads form on the ends of his hair, and as he's like turning in the air, a like shadow version of the animal that Set is meant to look like, which is no actual animal that is known, but that kind of like long snouted animal face is like kind of phasing in and out like over his head, and I think there's also like something where there's like a small kind of like sun that like moves around his head, and then like a moon like that loops as well. So yeah, there's all sorts of like spooky, weird, dark stuff that happens. Cool.
All right. Do you want to roll to resist that magnetism?
Yes, I do. So what do I roll here?
So are you just gonna like physically force your way through it?
Well, I have a transcendent ability. I don't know if I can use that for this.
What's
or
the
is that
transcendent ability?
Transcendent ability is you may push yourself to compel non-human things to do one of the following: hinder or distract your enemies, or change the environment to suit your needs. So I would like to compel the coins.
I think that has to happen after the magnetism.
Oh.
So
yeah,
that was
okay, cool.
not you resisting.
That's a separate action. Yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah.
So in order to resist the magnetism.
Yeah, I mean, is this you resisting social pressure and panic? Or is this you resisting the like, oh god, I'm really shocked by this? Or is this you resisting the like, oh fuck, giant heavy coins?
Is it like a
violence,
physical resistance, or is it getting?
This doesn't sound like this doesn't sound like despair and heartbreak. I don't think it's mowing, unfortunately.
Yeah. What it is if you have things that are like this, you are drawn towards it, right?
Okay, gotcha. Right.
It's not necessarily it's not necessarily magnetism so much as like attracts like.
All right. In which case, I'm gonna pull the classic stranger, you don't know me. This is going to be like, this is like if there is like an emotional component to this, then I want to counter it with like coldness and distance. If you're saying like there is, it's not just like, so you're indicating it's not just like a physical, like physics based, there is a big magnet and you have metal stuff. It's more metaphorical than that. Is that what
Yeah, it's more metaphorical than that.
Is that what I'm getting? Okay. So yeah, so I want to resist being pulled into this thing by pushing away emotionally, as I know.
You're blanking it.
Do. Yeah.
Just like,
Yep.
nope.
Cool.
Don't see you.
I think Andrew, does the fact that this goes against the sword's impulse matter?
Oh, what is the sword's impulse?
It's imperious. It wants
Imperious.
like the gold
Yeah.
belongs to it.
But Imperious can mean a bunch of different things, because I feel like Imperious is also like, no, I am like important and set apart, and
Yes,
like
gold attracts that.
Okay.
Regardless, that would matter if we were doing a dark bargain.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Yeah. Sweet.
Or if she were acting in accordance with that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you just roll your which one did we decide we were doing? We were doing
The cold one.
yeah.
Sound like
Kudere. Yeah.
So I just roll Kudere.
You roll Kudere.
Okay.
You ignore.
And do I put in a position
No,
and
just go.
Nope. Okay. Just go. Okay. Please don't roll a 1. Did I roll a 1? No, I rolled a 3.
So you take 3 stress, and
Okay.
you don't you get pulled like to the area, but you don't get stuck. Right? You can move around.
Okay.
You just happen to be like right up in this thing's face
Right
now.
up Yep. Okay. That's all right. I can live with that. Cool.
And Ash, what is the answer I get?
Sorry. Yeah. No, that's the answer. Like attracts like. Disrespect for it's being pulled towards greed.
Yeah, right. So their disrespect attracts. Gotcha.
They're not respecting wealth, and that greed is pulling it this direction.
Yeah.
Who wants to do a thing? What?
So,
are you still in your satin armor? Is that where?
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely. And it's all kind of like, are we underwater or we're...
No, not really.
Okay.
You are in a space where the fluid that everything is not quite air, but not quite water.
It's like
Yeah.
thicker than air, but not full on
Yeah.
liquid.
Gross.
Overhead, a planet that looks like Saturn but with rainbow rings blinks at you like a giant eye.
Oh my god, that's super creepy. I love it. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, still the satin armor, and I think it actually has like wooden decorations and trim and everything, which reflects like the decorations of Adna's temple. And you know, this is all like pretty bad at this point, but it's still like, it's not gone to hell yet. It's still within the scope of, we can handle this. So Adna's falling back on reflexes. She's been trained for this since birth. She puts forward an arm, and the cloak of Saturn just like kind of flies up and twists and spins into the shape of a lance.
Yeah.
And she attempts to thrust it into the toad. I can't
Cool.
remember its name. It was long and impressive.
Velez.
But Velez,
is
yes.
the short version. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, like you're crossing. This is going to be limited effect from where you are. Like you're going to like fly and like bounce off of it because you've got to cross all this.
Yeah,
distance.
basically charging it. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
And sand.
yeah.
Get that improved effect.
yeah, you know. Oh, no, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, sure.
No. I'll go with the limited effect. It's all good. Cool. This is Defy, right?
Hey, Andrew, what kind of clocks do you normally apply to Leviathans? Like, as far as just resilience?
So, like, for beating them,
Yeah.
it's fair. It's fair.
I think I did a 12, if that helps, Ash.
Something in that area, 12, 16, is probably good. It's the whole mission, right? Like,
The whole point of
Yeah,
the game. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So we don't want it to be over too quick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or like
as
smaller
much as-
smaller clocks with like sub clocks to get through.
Yeah,
And,
right.
like,
Like,
the
that's
other
what
way
I'm
to
trying to
look
work
at
out.
it
Like,
is-
what should my clocks kind of feel like adding up to?
Here's the advice that I will one day write. It is for if you were going to MC
Sneak preview.
Honesty of Stars, go play Shadows of the Colossus first, and then
Yeah.
run it like it's that. And
Cool.
which is to say that there are like stages and like it's a puzzle as well as being like a right. There's like a breaking down of the layers of it.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so this is a Defy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And yeah, I can only imagine what happens when this toad that is a balloon full of gold coins like pops and reveals something else inside of it, right? Like,
Dun, boss fight. So my position is desperate as well, right? Because we all start off in desperate.
yeah, this
Yeah.
whole operation has gone
To
Yeah.
shit.
sour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, it's currently like half bedded in the mud, like defensively, and is capable of leaping up and like it's in its element.
Yeah, cool, great.
Yeah.
Hey. 5.
Cool. Excellent. Let's just call this fellas. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you can hurt it, but you're going to like, and like, I feel like the answer is that you're going to end up in this mud.
Yep.
Which is going to make like further maneuvering out of the way of danger is going to be more tricky.
Yep. No,
That's
that's cool.
right.
I'm happy to take that.
Cool. How are the twins doing?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, what does it look like Cert is kind of gearing up to do? Because we're going to try to support your action.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'm wondering how this is like visible, but mechanically, I'm gearing up to try to alter this scene or landscape in some way that is advantageous to us. And I think that's probably known to you because that's like my general
It's
tactic.
your
Like
approach.
one of the things that I will do early on is like, okay, let's level the playing field kind of literally.
Yeah, you like shape battlefields for us
Yeah,
to fight on.
Exactly.
That's why you're the boss. That's why you're in charge.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So that's what I look like I'm preparing to do.
Stick it to the mud.
And that involves you like you're like floating above doing a thing. I'm just trying to and I'm envisioning like we're in this big field of mud. There are like coins that have like landed in the mud and are variously like that are floating on it like lily pads, and then also like flying through the air, creating this like, you know, big 3-dimensional terrain.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
are weird reeds made out of like stained glass, just like emerging up out of the mud, that are like, you know, multi-stories tall.
And
Sweet.
so clinging to one of those, like King Kong style, is both of us piloting and it's 2 of these. There's a pair of these things, which are, let me just remember my name. So yeah, the Gift of Yolnir. And it's like a cluster of legs. So it's like a Triskelion. It's like 2 of them, and they also each have 3 arms that come out in weird radial ways, and these like kind of like horrible, ghastly like mask faces in the middle that everything pivots around, of like this big bearded, like gremlin-looking thing with horns and like an incredibly long tongue. And they have, each one has like winged like Hermes boots on each foot. And so the two of these are like hanging off of the reeds and like using them as springs, so they like bend them over, and then when they flex back, they're like jumping and like bouncing off of coins in midair and doing acrobatics, and you can hear them both like laughing as they're like flying through the air. And at one point they like vault up to where Cert is, and like all the hands, the three hands from each of them like clasp together, forming like a ring, and they like orbit you, and act as like, yeah, they like become part of your like, because I'm imagining there's kind of like a what is it, the thing where it's the planets in a machine that is the, you know,
Oh,
an
an
orrery.
orrery?
or an orrery, yeah,
That thing that you dropped on.
yeah, exactly, one of those. And so we like contribute to this constellation of, or like solar system of planets around you,
Yeah, cool.
and help you like channel your power.
Neat.
And
I
the
like it.
yeah, the like sun and moon faces are then also circled by the hideous gremlin faces.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
And so yeah, and we'll transcend, because we have the two halves have linked up, so we're gonna do cool shit later as well. But I have this great ability called As One.
Yes.
And so when I lead group actions or receive help while transcended, I briefly incorporate those allies into my thing. And so I get to roll the highest action rating amongst all helpers or group action participants instead of my own rating. And help from transcending teammates grants +2 die instead of just +1. And so I think, is it fair to say that us making this field even can be a group action that we both pursue?
Yep, legit. Yeah. Yep.
And so Cert is doing it using his ability to like manipulate things, and then we're like physically pushing stuff around.
Yeah.
All these coins that are in the air, and the reeds that are in places, we're like bending them down, and then coins are getting like moved onto them to create like
Yeah.
So we're like shaping
like-
this whole arena.
And like shoving coins under the like under the body of the toad will also make it so you can't like.
So you can't
Yeah.
like sink or elude. Yeah, we're trying to like wall him in with his own stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
and
That's
like create a space to capture it.
So yeah, that sounds like a group action. I'm trying to work out what do you feel like it is, team, for.
Let me just check what my actual ability says, because this is it's so the action that I want to, the transcendent ability that I have that allows me to compel non-human things to change, specifically says you may push yourself to compel. So that's a mechanical thing I need to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep,
so
you
you
just
can
take
take
2
stress
stress.
with yourself.
That's okay. That's any time.
Yep.
So I will mark that down now. So I just take 2 stress. That's
Yep. So you
Cool.
add 2 stress to your thing.
okay.
Um,
How much stress is bad amounts of stress?
9 is eclipse.
Oh, okay.
9 is on the edge of eclipse.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You don't tip over unless you fail the roll.
All right.
How you doing there, sir?
I'm on 6. That's cool. So it's good.
Yeah, he's together. He's good.
It could be much.
Exactly.
It could be much worse. It could be me in the playtest.
Yes, this is true.
And so, yeah, from
Yeah. What kind of action is it?
what action would, yeah, and you're setting the tone kind of, even though I'm like leading.
Well,
I'm gonna.
I'm specifically, I think, by the wording and by its connection to the things feel action. It's compelling. So I feel like this is, like kind of less literally like physical and more like, mind powers. Like I am kind of psycho compelling, things to be the way that I want them. So
I feel like
Sounds
maybe
like
defy?
express.
Express
I
or
mean,
defy.
like,
Yeah,
feelings
use
within
words
gender
within
is express.
yeah, with a gender in mind. Defy is muster your courage and face opposition head on. No, I don't think it's defy. Yeah, I think it's
express.
express.
Yeah, like psychic expression.
Defy generally
Yeah.
needs an adversary.
Yeah.
That can be like, directly scoring against. So yeah, express seems cool.
Okay. I
Um,
don't
You're at plus
have
one
any
die. And
You're a
immune,
plus
but
one die.
yes, okay,
yourself.
+1. All right, that's good.
And
Cool. Okay. And do I put? Do I put?
Yeah. Position
Positions
effect.
and
So
stuff?
position. So you're trying to change the environment.
I'm trying to change the environment. I'm trying to move the coins and the reeds to
And we
create a
have-
landscape that is easier for us to navigate and more difficult for the toad to navigate.
Cool. Yep. Great.
Our two allies are actively fighting the thing.
I'm not fighting
while
anything.
we're doing this.
I'm
well,
commuting with the thing.
you
I'm
know,
feeling
you're-
desperate standard.
Desperate standard. Okay.
Y'all are occupying its attention.
Thank
for
you.
us.
And I have 1 bonus dice. Okay. 4.
Cool.
Okay,
It's the
great.
best roll I've had all game.
Proud
and
of
then-
you.
If I can roll a 6, the overall effect will be a 6. I am still rolling. Let's see. Let me just double check my own wording on my thing that I wrote here. Highest action rating, yeah. So it's still 0. 0 is the highest action rating here. Desperate standard.
That is not a 1.
Oh, dang.
I am not much help.
It's a
Aw.
good thing that we get
You're
the
doing such a great
highest result
dance.
in the action.
Damn. Okay.
So
Okay.
it's fine.
So 4.
You do a
is-
good job.
Um,
So, group leader takes stress.
Only when other people fail.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, that gives me a pretty obvious answer in that, yeah, you're like, Hriston Rama, you're
We take
ablative.
the hit.
Yeah. Hi.
Because we're actually down there moving stuff
Yeah.
around at this point as well. We accelerate out of orbit and like swing out like a discus, like bounce into things and push them around.
Yeah,
and-
you're moving an awful lot like a fly or some kind of insect. So how's your level 3 harm like crunched?
Because it just like shoots out a tongue and like grabs us and
Yeah.
mashes us in its horrible toothless mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Yeah,
How you
so
feeling about that?
I'll spend one of my 2 armor uses
Yeah.
to stop that happening. And so it goes to like hit us with its tongue, and we briefly unfuse and
Mhm.
split
Yeah.
and like
Yep.
part at the right moment. The tongue lashes out. We each hit these like coins in air, vault off of them, and then recombine and keep doing our thing.
Yeah. And we just like we cut back to like the bulging angry eyes of the toad and being like, "Argh." Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Does anyone want to do anything? Because otherwise this thing's gonna like
Yeah, I
have to-
totally have a thing.
Just to clarify, so, but did the action that we
do
tried
reshape the environment, and it does
see though?
succeed.
Yeah, we do have. Okay, cool.
Yeah, which means that it's
Right.
not necessarily not all actions are now as desperate as they were.
Yeah, exactly. We're setting ourselves up to have better position.
Yeah.
That's great.
And like
You're in a
to-
more
to be
standard-
to be clear, just like exactly what is the change you've made? Like, have you made the mud less sticky for us? Have you
I
made it
reckon-
more grit? Have you flattened the battlefield? Like, what? What is
Okay, I feel like there are sort of 2 things. I feel like we have bent the reeds like over and into the mud under the toad.
So they're making these arches. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, they arch and then they like, yeah, they're like sort of holding and pushing the toad up out of the mud from underneath.
There's
Which
like a
exposes him.
ring of the coins in the ground, like vertically. That
Mm.
like a little wall.
I think we've sort of made the coins like stay still. The main thing that we're doing, I think, is making the coins stay still where we want them, such that they don't like move under us at the will of the toad, but rather like stay as platforms that we can move across and like walls that we can
Yeah.
have. So I think there is sort of they're good for standing on now,
Yep, cool.
and Toad is less good at getting in the mud.
Cool. So,
Did you want to do something?
yeah. So you mentioned that like the thing that is like governing all of this like movement, right? Like the movement of these coins, this Toad's like presence here, and like its hoppingness is its like law of attraction style like tug towards the greed of the city above.
Yep. And fancy things.
Yeah, so I like move like I step into like a shower of rain and then like step out like a step away. Like I basically climb like a ladder of like rain sheets until I'm like in the air over the Toad, above the Toad, between it and the city. And then I like strum the bowstring again and again. It's like this very like resonant, vibrant kind of like vibrant. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that vibrant noise, but this time like higher pitched and kind of like cutting and very clear and almost like bell-like. And I'm like putting into that sound and projecting really hard at it like my memory of like waking up in this time with none of the things that I thought were precious and none of the wealth of my people left, and like the point of like acceptance of that I have reached, and just like this really like powerful sense of like non-attachment to objects and to like material possessions. And I'm directing it not even so much at the Toad, but also kind of a bit that, but mainly at the coins in orbit above it, so that their gravity will reverse and they will start to like fall like comets down onto it.
Yeah, cool.
Like I'm reversing its gravitational pull with my like feelings of like non-greed.
Yeah. Sounds like you're expressing to me, but it's your choice.
Can it be confess?
Yeah, I think.
Because I feel like it's just like it's a lot.
Yeah,
like
it's a thing that was hidden inside you. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just like yeah.
Them at the thing, you're just making them fall.
Yeah.
Too. You're like it's not as specific.
Yeah, it's like I'm making them fall and like the Toad not be able to get airborne. Like it's just like earthbound.
Yeah.
Because nothing is pulling it up anymore.
Yeah. What was the feel? So I want to just like, what were the feelings and emotions of that like waking up without
I
like
think
around the wealth
like,
part.
I think we see like a montage of like not exactly the stages of grieving because that's overdone, but like we see like flashes of the culture of that Swift comes from, which like I don't think had like money yet. Like I think it was a barter-based economy, and which was like it wasn't about like precious objects in the sense of like like gaudy things or like valuable things. It was about like things that you made with your hands and you crafted with skill, and those were the things that were valuable. And so we see like flashes of that, and then we see flashes of her like in this new world, like wandering through the wastes outside the city where the cities of her people had been, and just like nothing, like not even ruins, like 10,000 years had just reduced it all to nothingness, and the only thing that's left is just this like very simple like piece of wood, which is a magical bow. And then we see her like in the city, and we see all of like the art and iconography associated with like the way that the last Bastion remembers her people, and it's all like super like gaudy and opulent and like
like
gold and rich, and just like her like deep revulsion at that, because like it's not true, and it's not right, and it's not good, and like wealth is bad.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Roll your confess then.
Cool. And I am going to push myself. Would anyone like to give me a helping die?
You're muted, Melody.
So you're trying to kind of like essentially like what you're doing is holding it down, like.
I'm just like
pinning it
like
down.
everything of its that like has an ability to become airborne, like both its own body and the coins, like is just gonna start to fall.
Yeah.
I will totally help you. Because I have a very funny notion of how we do that.
Great,
Which is
cool.
that,
I
like,
can't wait.
The engine, which now that they've combined, like, it still does a little bit of the like Triskelion, like moving around like a wheel thing, but when it stops, it like is this weird like pot-bellied figure with two heads and like bunch like weird like extra arms and extra legs, and holding like a big sack. And it just like falls to its knees and starts weeping and like pounding the earth and like making all these expressions of like woe and
Acting out my feelings.
It's providing this like chorus to your performance, right?
That's
and, like echoing
dope as
the
fuck.
emotion.
I love it.
It's this like weird like two voices at once, both crying, and they're like, you know, enormous, slow, like wailing moans of despair. It's like totally bizarre and morbid, and they have like these big long tongues that spill out of their mouths.
Cool. Ash, my position?
Your position here is risky. Your effect, I think, is probably standard.
Cool. And then I get 1 bonus die because I pushed myself. And then Andrew, I get 1 from you.
1 from my help, and I take a stress to help you. Yeah.
Can you?
Cool.
What's the stacking there? You can take both of those, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah, you can get. It's like there's a slot
Dark bargain
for help,
push yourself.
and then dark bargain or push yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Which I used to get wrong. I used to be like, no, you only ever get 1 bonus die. I was the worst. I was really mean to people.
5. Nice. Excellent. Who gets hit by a coin?
Probably me.
Yeah.
I'm down there in front.
Right?
of
Like
it.
you're like, no, dunk.
I mean, I feel like the other really obvious candidate is Adna because like her lifestyle.
I'm right there.
Yeah,
like,
your lifestyle.
Also, just like
Adna,
your
actually,
your position in the city is so much about like wealth and privilege and access.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adna, like 3 harm crushed is coming at you.
Yeah.
3 harm crushed. Oh my
I almost
god.
picture I almost picture like she goes to jump out of the way and the same effect hits her. Like she
Where, like,
can't
she
quite get
gets
airborne.
grounded, can't move.
Yeah, right. Like she's weighed down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah. I will.
I'm real bad at magic, everyone.
I mean, this feels, and it's so good because this would be a Moe resist, right? Because it's about resisting the despair that we're projecting onto this thing.
Yeah, and I'll resist. It's a lot of harm, even for me.
Cool.
Also, anytime we take level 3 or level 4 harm while piloting an engine, it suffers 1.
Right.
Yeah.
It loses strength. So
You want to resist it to keep the engine in check.
Risky and etc. don't count for
They
resist.
don't matter. No.
Hey!
Very nice. So yeah,
Rolling
you're
them
like,
sixes.
like
Look at this.
you just let go of your emotions around your stuff, and
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think at this point, like, kind of, Adna is just like channeling like the mantras and things that have been drilled into her. Like, you know,
Is she thinking about the fans that she wanted to see who couldn't pay?
oh yes, totally, yeah, absolutely, that's perfect.
yeah, all the like poor and unwashed masses.
Yeah, all the people at home, and you all, because I mean, you know, it's a pretty bad start to this whole thing. Like, you know, someone has to be there taking a stand and like, you know, changing the tide of the battle.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
Also,
so
the
I like
person roll the
fucking-
sticks, by the way.
Yeah, I fucking play my weird bowstring guitar and make coins rain from the sky. That's my contribution to this fight.
Yep.
So I heal a stress because I got a 6. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
You just take 0.
Oh,
If
you take
crit,
0. No, it's a
recover
crit and you
1.
heal 1.
But
So if you
what's
rolled
great.
2 6s, you would have. Actually, that's a good point. Mouse over it when you have a 6. got a 5
okay,
and a
right.
6.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good. I got a 5 and a 6. Yeah.
So you just take 0 stress, which is great.
Mhm.
And Ash, are you doing level 3 goes to level 1 or?
Yeah, I'm thinking level 1. I'm feeling
It's
like
For harm,
yeah for harm.
because I take 1 less harm whenever I take harm.
You don't
So-
take one less. You treat it as one lower. in terms
Oh,
of
okay, right.
So you won't feel the effects of this level
okay.
1 harm. It won't matter.
Yeah, sweet, no
You
worries.
Have it.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm trying to work out like what does that look like. I feel like you like find you like you
Level
dodge
1
it,
harm?
but end up like cutting yourself on like reeds to like get out of the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
there's like stained glass, right? So they're
Yeah.
like sharp and,
Yeah.
you know, and like, my thing is mostly like made out of material, right? It cuts.
Yeah, that's yep.
It's made out of cloth, right? So yeah, you have like glass in it.
Yep.
Cool.
Good against bludgeoning damage, but not so much against slashing and piercing.
Yeah.
So what would I describe that as? Slice?
Yeah, just glass cuts.
Yep, cool.
That's what it is. That way we know kind of like what it was, like what kind of cuts they were. Cool. So yeah, this giant toad like musters itself up and tries to like get itself off of these things. And I think it like rears up and tries to like just like body slam down towards onto Soot. It's not even really thinking about you. It's just being like, you are in the safe space, and it just like wants to be there. So just kind of like flopping down on top of you. It's gonna fucking crush you, dude.
No.
Cool.
How it works.
Yep.
Well done. Way to set boundaries.
Oh my god.
Exactly. This is my personal space, giant
Just
toad.
put your sword up and let it do the work.
Actually, that is a really smart idea.
Yeah.
Why-
That is a
legit.
great idea. A
Yeah.
freaking gigantic sword.
Yeah, this-
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use the because I am on, a solid footing.
Sure.
And it's part of what we built here.
Yep.
So I'm gonna lift the sword and prop it up against the sort of coin that I'm standing on. If there are indents in the coin, I will sit the end of the sword into an indent in the coin.
What's the print on the coins?
Yeah, that's
What
what
are
I
the-
was wondering
Is
too.
it like hideous
What are they
plastic
depicting?
faces? Is it actual people?
Probably the fucking toad again.
Yeah, it's the toad.
It's a toad, of course it is.
It's a toad
toad's
on
face.
one side and a cat on the other.
Ooh, all right, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I think this is cat side up. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of prop this up for added stability in one of the parts of the design. And then yeah, I'm just gonna lean my head down and try and be lower than the point of the sword and just wait. I think that's what I'm gonna try.
I'm trying to work
So
out what the
I-
mechanic is here. This is you taking an action, I think. Yeah.
Defy.
Yeah,
It's defy. Yep.
Right?
yeah. I was gonna
Yep.
say,
It's defy. Do it.
Defy.
This is still desperate for you, but potentially great.
Okay, I have no dice in this by default, so I don't know how bad that is.
Right? It's going to be its whole force on it.
Yeah.
I will offer a dark bargain for you here, which is that the sword gets damaged because
Yeah.
it's like when you use a knife to cut something and you're not meant to cut with it, right? Like this toad is full of coins and metal, so if you
Yep.
pierce it, it just dulls the blade and
Yeah.
Yep. That'll get you
Yeah,
an
that's
extra
really
dice.
cool. So how does that gets me one dice?
Yeah.
gets you one die.
And it's going to put
Alright.
some damage on your engine.
Okay.
So you have one bonus dice.
Ugh, that is bad. That is not a good time.
Cool.
I'm
Yeah.
so bad at this.
Rolling poorly.
So who are you using? You're using Sacred Ambition.
Yes.
Yes.
And I just took 2 more stress, didn't I?
Did you push yourself?
Ouch.
No, because you
Or
took a dark
dark
bargain.
bargain.
Instead of
Do a
pushing
dark
yourself.
bargain instead of pushing
It
yourself.
doesn't cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cost is the bad thing.
The
that
bad
some-
Yeah,
thing.
in this
Got it.
case, Ophiel's Sacred Ambition takes a point of damage.
Hmm.
And you, unless you've got a way to deal with this, so like you feel the thing like hit and like just like deflect off the like metal underbelly. You've got a split second. You're about to get crushed to death. Like fuck.
I'm sorry, it was a bad idea.
It's okay. So hang on. So I have another opportunity to be like, no.
This is your actual resist point.
Okay.
If you want to.
That was not what that was.
No, that was you taking an action while it
I
was rearing
see.
up.
You flip that one.
Got it. Okay. In which case,
Yeah, you
I
made
will.
an opportunity for yourself, which was really
All right.
cool.
Okay, I am going to attempt to just like dodge out of the way. I'm going to rely on my own inherent gracefulness and the. I'm pretty sure the sword. What was it?
The sword is elegant.
Elegant
it's
and
virtually
imperious.
elegant. So I don't know whether that can be narratively appropriate, but I feel like that means that, like, despite it being, gigantic, it is like quite like easy to maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just gonna sort of like just try and nope out of there. Just be like,
Yeah.
okay, that didn't work. I need to like leap away as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because there isn't really another.
Yeah,
There isn't really another. Do that.
that's Sundari.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Ash, would
Yeah.
you say that the thing
Oh
I
my
did
God.
before with my engine was clever?
Oh,
This is all going very badly.
I mean, you reduce it, right? You only take
Okay.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For like,
Smushed.
yeah, it's winded, right? Like
Having
you've
a
had
bad
the wind
time.
knocked out of you.
Okay.
You've probably got
But
some
yeah,
like,
for stress.
yeah, take full
How
stress.
much stress? Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. I'm in that
Are you-
thing.
oh
you
no!
You can also, if you don't want to take level 2 harm, you can also spend armor. To
Yeah,
drop
you
it.
could spend armor to not take that to level 2.
And so, hang on.
Well,
How does
you can
armor?
just, I mean, like, what?
Is
Yeah,
armor-
because like that would also not give you the stress because spending armor just gets rid
Okay.
of her.
So how does armor?
In lieu of rolling to resist, you can spend armor.
Well, as well.
Okay.
Like, as I've seen John run it, you can do both.
Or spend
on
it
the
as
same
well.
arm.
To keep
Or,
Okay.
like,
And-
knock it down and then resist or whatever.
Okay. And how much do I have to spend? Like how?
You have
You have
one
one
armor.
use.
Okay. So
Unless
I can
you're
do this
me, and then
once.
you have 2. But yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which would also
Alright.
like I would in this situation say you don't take that stress because you'd be using your armor
Yeah.
instead of rolling the stress.
Then I think I will definitely do that.
Because yeah,
I
you're
will
not-
definitely do
like
that.
you're new to the game. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah, like you like what does it look like as you use your armor to protect yourself? Do you just like knuckle down and like go into the?
No, I think the like kind of like aura sphere sort of like pulses like to push things away from me. So yeah, this kind of like black misty sphere just sort of goes like whoomph out from me and
Yeah.
pushes against the toad.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So your friend is not going to be okay under there for a long time. The captain is not going to last buried
Yeah.
in the mud.
Mhm.
They're not taking a harm, but they are like buried in mud.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the toad's like kind of squishing them. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I just want to check. Am I correct? We start with social links with a mech that we're bonded to at the beginning of each mission.
We have
That's right, Andrew.
highlighted it before, which is not necessarily true.
Mhm.
It's like I'm figuring this is my first run with
Yeah.
this particular engine, so I don't have any links with it. But
Okay. Cool.
it's up to everyone to say whether or not they have piloted the engine before.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
And like we've
yeah,
seen you, we saw you in downtime pilot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I feel like we've established that pretty clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we can use social links to recover stress and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Awesome. All right. How do we?
So I have a thing that will be very like passive because I wanna like gather some info.
Yeah.
So maybe I can roll that while y'all
Yeah, do that.
plot and scheme what your next things are. So we were like, you know, maligning and crying down below, and it like leapt over us
Yeah.
and then flomped onto Cert. We just like looked up at it as it was going over. And I'm curious what the underbelly. We were like, oh, the underbelly. That's a thing.
You mean the giant
so
cork that is in its underbelly?
The giant witch. Sorry.
There's a giant, like, I think it's pretty obvious to everyone that there's a giant cork in its underbelly.
Like a piggy bank.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I would like to figure out this thing's deal
Yeah, go for it.
through observation.
Yeah.
And I think this is just perceived. Like we're just looking at it.
Yeah.
On its exterior level. We're not like discerning things in that way. Cool. Is it fair to say this is like a controlled roll for me?
Yeah. Controlled standard
Cool.
is my guess.
And yeah, I'll push myself to get good roll here. Hopefully, with my epic single die. So I get a 5.
Man, I've still got
pretty
perceive
good.
spelt wrong. Okay. So yeah, 5. Ask me questions.
Also, am I being wise here in this pursuit, Ash?
Yes.
Is this a wise thing for me to be doing?
If
Okay,
you
cool.
are if you are doing this in place of acting in other ways,
Yeah, we're like specifically
if you're taking
like,
your
like
time.
I could have been like, yeah, jump up and pull the cork. But
Yeah,
what if I-
right, exactly.
And yeah, I think this is like the wisdom of Yelnir, that it like it wants to just look and observe.
Yeah.
And wait.
Yeah.
And like the hands are like idly fishing inside the bag
Yeah.
and like feeling objects, and the heads are like muttering as they look at it.
Yeah.
And so I want to know how the cork in its underbelly and its ultimate downfall are connected.
I mean, it's all puffed up, right? It's full of gold. It makes it seem bigger than it is, right? You put gold on someone or in someone or around someone and it makes them bigger than they really are.
And this is the drain on the tub. This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
maybe it'll make me bigger if I'm covered in gold too.
Yeah.
May I ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what here is incomplete? And this can, we can like expand our scope a little bit.
Yeah,
if
right?
that feels right
Yeah.
to you. But yeah, we're like the two heads are like watching it as it jumps over, and then like seeing all my friends all like up there tangling with it.
I think this is the point at which you see a thing that you hadn't seen before, or didn't know, or have had the existence of denied. Which is, there are buildings half finished amongst this swamp that are of a similar architectural style to your home. That's really zoomed out. But I think you see like a half finished fort somewhere.
I mean, yeah, that's good. That's the stuff I want. I want the weird stuff.
Which, as far as anyone knows, should not exist. How are you doing?
So, yeah, for me. Sorry.
How you doing, Adna?
So, Adna looks up from having like just gashed herself on this spiky shattered glass, and sees the toad kind of like body slamming Suet, and you know. No, now things are getting actually really bad, and that's not okay. Suet is the captain, needs to be protected. I'm going to transcend.
Yep.
And I think the most visible effect of that on the engine is that this like midnight blue like embroidered fabric starts to like crackle with electricity, like you know that kind of sound and like effect of a Tesla coil or something.
Yeah.
And just these like waves of rolling lightning. And she charges at the toad from the side, and what she's going to attempt to do is actually to lift it to give Suet the opportunity to get out from underneath. And basically trying to wedge herself there and like, you know, like someone kind of lifting a car in a superhero movie. That.
I mean, it's just landed, so this feels like it might actually be controlled but limited.
Okay. Can I
Yeah, do you want to do anything?
trade position for effect? How would I do that?
Yeah, you definitely
I
can.
mean, the mechanics say yes that you can.
Yeah, I'm just
You're closer to the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what it
totally.
is, right?
Yeah,
like
I'll
if
go
you
out
charge
and
it at the neck, right? You're going to be more likely to flip it because of the shape of it. It's like pointy at both ends.
Yeah,
But
cool,
also you're more likely to get the bite on.
yeah, I'll go at it from the front then.
So yeah, that's a thing.
I'm gonna spend social link with Adna to help without helping.
Hooray!
Yep.
And what this looks like is, I think, Swift starts playing this like really like swift rippling arpeggio on the bowstring, and all like the closest most clouds also start to like crackle with this same like electrical discharge, and bolts are like jumping off them like onto the cloak, and like kind of like increasing its electrical charge.
Cool.
That's right.
Yep. So you get a helping die.
Yeah, rad. Let's see. Oh, let's see. 5! Hooray!
Cool. You do the thing.
Yes.
Guess who's pinned underneath the other side of, like underneath its back? It's you.
No.
Are you gonna take some damage? I think it's only, like I think it's only level 2 here, right? It's like level 2 crushed legs.
And is this just that like she flips the toad over and she like trades places and
Yeah.
she's trying
Yeah,
to
exactly. Yep.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So
Sweet.
it's like got its horrible great golden legs like straggling in the air, and like every time it rocks back and forth, it's going to like keep hurting you.
It's gonna what? Sorry.
It's going to keep hurting you because it's rocking back and
Okay.
forth.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Okay. No worries. Awesome.
I will resist this on her behalf.
Yeah.
And so it like starts to tip and like flip over onto her, and then suddenly just like, you know, like dash through. We like dive.
Yes. Awesome.
Or no, even better. The like, you just see the bag, this like massive bag, like sweep across the frame, and then she's like bundled up in it.
Yeah.
And like
Amazing.
swept out of the way to safety.
Teamwork.
So I'm going to say that'll reduce it down to level 1. You're not trapped, but you do have level 1. Have seen the inside of the bag.
Oh shit!
And yeah, the engine does have the tag tormented, so presumably there's
Oh.
some
Yeah.
dark
Yeah.
shit in there.
That's great.
And
It's dark. You don't see much of it, but what you see, you don't like.
Totally.
What resist am I rolling here? I feel like if it were her resisting it, she might roll like for panic, but for me it's violence.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I will roll this. Bloop bloop bloop.
Nice.
I got a crit, so I actually
Yes.
Heal one.
Well,
recover
fucking
a stress. I'm at 0 stress.
amazing.
What is this game?
Winning at your own game.
I know the hacks. I know all the hacks.
Cool.
Speaking of the hacks, actually, Andrew, I have a mechanics question.
Yeah.
One of the uses of a social link is to help someone without helping.
Mhm.
How does that interact with links you have with your engine? Does that let you give yourself a helping die via the engine, or like?
So it's not like it's like the engine has given you links, right? So it's as if the engine had hung out with you. So there are links on your sheet, so you can spend them to do stuff. And like I could spend a link with you to help someone else without helping, right? Like it doesn't necessarily.
Could you?
have to
It's
be...
in the document. It says it is a link with someone to help that person.
Oh, is it? I specifically.
Specifically.
Okay, sorry, but the other ones are more open.
Yeah. So my specific question there is like, does that mean you can help yourself via your links with your engine, or like, what the fuck is the
I mean,
situation there?
I guess you could rule it that way.
I think you could if you are doing the like your
An
engine's thing.
Relevant thing. Yeah.
And, yeah, like assuming it aligns with some
Yeah.
stuff, we could maybe make the argument. I don't
Yeah,
feel
no, I was
confident
just
like,
curious.
ruling on that.
Yeah, I'm just
maybe as
curious.
Just another player
That seems like-
looking at that, I'm like, oh, maybe. But also, it's like it's on your sheet. You're spending it to do the effects, which are generally outward facing.
Yeah.
You don't generally spend links on your sheet to help yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except to recover stress and stuff.
Cool.
Okay, cool. I have a thing.
Yeah.
If people agree with it. So, I think Swift descends from where she was up in the sky, and again, it's like stepping down like between and through like showers of rain. And as she steps, I'm trying to think of like the specific pop cultural reference here that y'all will be. Who has seen Kubo and the Two Strings? Okay, that's the best of. Okay, so in a lot of like Japanese folklore, there's this thing of like storytelling or like oratory accompanied by very like monotonal like guitar strumming, like on a shamisen or something.
Mhm.
And so like as she descends, Swift is like strumming, like atonally kind of strumming these two like slightly discordant notes on the bowstring and speaking to Velez. And she says, like, Velez, rapacious hungerings for the jeweled fruits of the underground, this was all foretold long ago. It was written in the stars, it was foretold by greater gods than you, that your greed and your pride and your pompousness would be your downfall, that you would take and try to swallow the world whole and poison yourself and choke on your own ambition. And this is that moment. And I am using Dark Omen, and I'm using my impossible knowledge of the future to gain potency to persuade someone. Because I'm basically being like, buddy, like, this does not go good for you. I know this.
What is your
This is
intent?
foretold.
What do you want what do you like if you're persuading, what are you persuading towards?
Let's confess, like I'm just like barfing forth this prophecy that I know about, like how this is where it like
Yeah.
has one of its downfall. Like this is the seeds of its downfall, this moment.
Yeah.
And I'm just barfing forth that knowledge that I have to like dishearten it and make it spook down and shit.
You want it to feel sad.
I wanted to feel frightened.
Cool. Yeah.
Or like diminished, right?
Yeah,
Diminished
exactly.
would be
I'm
good,
basically just confessing my knowledge of the future and being like,
Yeah,
do with
cool,
this
cool,
what
cool,
the fuck
cool.
you want. But like this goes bad for you. You're gonna be like diminished. You're gonna throw up everything you've ever swallowed, and like you're gonna lose it all here
Mhm.
because you overreached like a dumbass.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds
And
like
I'm gonna
confess to me.
push. Yeah, it's confess. I'm gonna push myself. Does this sound like clever, which is the virtue of my engine?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna reduce my stress by 1. I'm gonna roll confess. What is my position?
Your position is controlled.
Yay. What's my effect? I have potency when I do this.
You have potency. Great.
Cool. And I've got 1 bonus die. Come on.
I mean, yeah.
Why this?
All right. Cool. I think it, like, looks up at you, like, angrily, grumpily. Like, your words sting it, but it's not going to, like, take that. And I think it tries to wriggle its back down into the mud, right? So that it's trying to escape.
Yep.
Right? It's trying to bury itself so that it can return later.
Yep.
Are we starting a clock about it escaping us?
Yep.
But it's still on its back, yeah?
Yep, currently.
Cool.
I mean, like, I can't, like, it's going to take a bit more than that to, for it to be able to right itself.
Yeah, cool.
If
Is
I
it-
am...
Pull out the plug. Make the
No,
process
yeah,
come
I was
true.
going to say, if I have been freed
Which you have.
and it's on its back, and we've seen that there is a plug, I would like to go for the plug.
Sure. Yeah, do the thing.
Would like to do that. Particularly, I feel like if it is trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that I can maybe get help with?
I'm going to spend a stress to help you.
Yep.
Okay.
How does that,
And
how
I
do
think
you,
what
how
this,
do you
what
help
this looks
together?
like. What this looks like.
Or you could do a group action.
Let's do
Yeah,
a group
that's what
action.
I was
There's,
thinking.
there's
I
like
think-
3 of us here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that sounds
I can't lead it. I am at 7 stress.
I'm happy to lead it, I think. Wait, what do I need to...
Anyone who fails who isn't you, the
Yep.
leader of the action takes 1 stress per failure.
Yeah.
So there's like a maximum of 2
Okay.
stress coming at whoever leads it.
Okay,
Like, that would-
maximum
that would
of 2.
put me
That's
into Eclipse.
okay. I would not end up in Eclipse if it were, I don't think. Oh, hang on, maybe I would. Maybe I would.
I mean, I'm happy to lead it, but
Sure.
You're in a bag.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh,
I
I'm
wouldn't.
still in the bag. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. I'm in the bag.
I'd be alright. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
like
give
letting
it a
you
foot.
out of the bag, but we're down on the ground or like we're elsewhere.
If it's just
Yeah.
2 of us, I think it makes probably more sense for me
To
just to
help.
give you a
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think what this looks like, and it's ironic because I've got this great bow, and all I've been doing with it this whole time is just using it as a musical instrument. I think Swift actually draws an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. And like if anything happens that endangers you during this process,
Right.
like,
So you're
if it tries
covering
to,
me.
like, whack you, or it tries to like stick its tongue out, I'm just gonna fucking shoot a
Cool.
hole in with my arrows.
Alright. Sweet.
And my
I'm gonna
arrows
attempt-
are made of like moonlight.
Awesome. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Themed with-
attempt to like land where the cork is and basically like pop the cork out of the toad with the sword.
Yeah.
That's,
That sounds good.
That's what I'm
Cool.
gonna,
using it as a
Yeah,
big
go
lever.
for.
I
yeah.
love it.
So
Which action is this to you?
I feel like, let me look here. I feel like it is defy or
Flow.
Yeah, actually I feel like flow. Move with grace and adapt to fit circumstances.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
legit, seems legit.
And Andrew, just to check, when you spend social links, that's not an action, is it? You can just like do that for free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actions are specifically action rolls.
Yep.
So
I'm
I'm-
gonna spend a social link with my engine to recover stress. Let me just quickly.
Okay.
Emily, Dark Bug
Yep.
on the table.
Oh yeah.
You like you can get better leverage if you stab the sword into the cork, but that means you're not going to be able to get away from anything real quick without abandoning the sword.
Right, because they'll have the cork stuck on the end of it, and you have to like get it off of there before you can use it again.
Oh dear, that help has not gone well, has it?
Oh no.
That's swift recovering stress.
Yeah, that's me recovering stress, but no, it didn't fucking.
You've got the help. You've got 1 bonus dice from help. You
got
could take
bonus
another
dice?
bonus dice from the dark bargain, or you could take a bonus dice from taking some extra stress.
Yeah. Or you could say, screw your dark bargain, I take 2 stress instead.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say screw your dark bargain, but I'm gonna take stress.
Cool. So you've got 2 bonus dice on this roll.
Okay. And what is my position and stuff?
I think it's risky, but I think the effect is great.
Cool. All right. I have 2 bonus dice. Come on. Come on. This is gonna be the one time. 5. 5. 5? Is 5 good?
You pop open the cork on the belly of the great golden toad beast, and it flies up into the air, like propelled by a fountain of giant gold coins that like just spray up above it, and like you'd lose your footing as the toad beneath you starts rapidly shrinking, like a balloon with all of the air let out of him. And then you realize that there are all these coins that are falling down on you, and you're gonna take a bunch of damage. You're gonna take 3 damage again.
I'm gonna resist on her behalf by shooting a bunch of these coins out of the air. Like, my arrows are gonna like deflect them off course from hitting her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And I feel like I'm also... So first, actually, before I do that, I'm going to spend an armor use. And I think what this looks like is... So normally the, like, flowing, like, rain sheet, like, robes just, like, kind of, like, stay contained to the engine. And I think they just, like, keep going. And this just, like, this sheet of water, like, smashes down, like, off me and, like, knocks a bunch of the immediate ones out of the way. And then I start shooting the remaining ones off course.
Because your armor is to protect you in this case, and then you're resisting.
In this case, I'm spending my armor to protect. Thing. Can I do that?
Can you do that? I don't think you can protect someone else with your armor.
Yeah, your armor is your armor.
Okay,
He can
fine.
spend his armor.
Okay, fine. I'm just gonna roll to resist.
As much as that is cool, what you just described.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
Encouraging here.
And I feel like for me, if I were Surt, this would probably be Tsundere. I feel like because I am out of the danger, like calmly and coolly picking off coins, this is Kudere for me to stay.
Yep.
To keep my
This
chill.
will drop it down to
as they
1, which is tinnitus
I love it.
from the clanging of the coins.
Yeah,
This
it'll be so
might
loud and
push
awful.
me into Eclipse. Yeah.
And I
Love
almost
it.
like picture them having this like sound of like massive pipes, like your gongs or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Guess who
they
just
each
hit
one
9
is an
stress?
enormous gong.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Guess who just hit that 9 stress?
It's you.
Oh,
Cool, you should roll.
I should
roll
definitely roll Eclipse, which is my
Shit.
lowest resistance rating at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, and like Andrew,
So-
do we worry about the flavoring here, or does that not so much matter?
It matters. And if you crit, it really matters. But here's another thing that you can do. So you have those 2 links with your engine.
Yes,
You can spend 1 to roll an extra die.
an extra die. Yeah,
When you're rolling.
I mean,
a
I have one left. I've already
You
spent
have 1 left. Yeah, if you had 3 links,
So
you could
spend-
spend 1 to roll 2 extra. But anyways.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend my remaining link with my engine to get an extra die on this. Should I roll Tsundere or Moe to resist this? I think it's Moe.
Yeah.
It's despair and heartbreak.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like just
One
at the
extra
state of the
dice.
world and its greed.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
this is a
yeah,
this
yeah, it's like the modern world. Like you're all terrible. And also like there's totally like a myth, and like maybe I was there for it, I don't know, but like there's totally a legend about like the Muse twins who Krist and Rama like represent like like becoming these like twisted like kind of like ugly entities, and like that was like
because of the influence of money, right? Like that.
and that was like
that's the
a
myth.
step. That was a step on their progress towards like their tragic downfall, which is the dark fate that I've come back to prevent. And so like the fact that this is what you turn into, I'm like, oh, this bad sign. It's not going well. Everything is bad, actually.
Oh, and just for a little bit of color, they've just opened the bag and are catching coins in it.
Oh no. Yeah.
Like,
and I'm
I
just
like the fact that like because you're
oh.
in the engine and you're like and all that, you are capable of like the bag can be big enough to catch these like bus-sized coins.
Yeah, they're enormous, but we're just like bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a 4, so someone can push themselves to keep me.
I got you covered. I have a link
Machine
with you, and I will spend it to let you hold on.
Oh,
There you
Andrew.
go. We'll close that loop.
that's beautiful.
And yeah, it's just like you see that you look down and you see them catching coins, and they're like 3 of the arms are holding the bag, and then 2 of the arms are like waving at you.
Oh.
Oh, it's not.
And it's like
all
doing this
hocus
weird like
pocus.
frog walk back and forth. It's just like this totally goofy,
It's parody.
bizarre
It's
thing.
parody, right?
And it's
I'm
totally
like,
parody.
yeah.
And the faces are
Yeah.
in these like massive grimaces with their
Yeah,
tongues
cool.
lolling out.
And I feel a lot better. I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad after all. Yeah, nice.
So you don't go Eclipse.
I don't go Eclipse, but I'm still at 9, which means I think like any stress I would take,
Anything
I have to
happens,
give it again.
you have to roll again, basically.
What damage do I take from coins with all of this?
You took one. You took
took
level
one,
1
and it
damage
was
called
tinnitus?
tinnitus.
Okay.
And also, you seem to be you seem to be like sitting on a toad, but like a regular toad.
Little one. Great. I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Yeah. This horrible
Empathize with it.
brown lumpy toad looks up at you with confused and upset, like bulgy eyes.
Hey Ash, would you say this qualifies as the dark? Is this what I described? Would you say this counts?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
like this would lead to a downfall? Cool. I get XP. Nice. Love it.
I have a toad.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
What do we do with the toad? Do we
I
kill the
mean-
toad? Do we?
Empathize with it. It's a non-human
Empathize-
thing.
Mm,
Ooh.
You have the power.
no. See, I think that the wording is actually slightly different on that. Let me check though.
All I remember is that.
Oh
there
yeah,
was
no, you're right. Non-human
Asian
things.
cat
Okay.
that Should apply
Yep,
to animals. I distinctly remember.
It's
one of
true.
us
It's true.
doing
It
that.
just says non-human things.
I think there's a toad, and I think there's a red glass bead.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay.
And this enormous grasping hand just like reaches from behind, like over your shoulder, and just tries to like pluck the bead. And the 2 heads are like huge and like looming in around you.
Mhm.
And they're
Yeah,
just
they're like really
The bead is
grossly
covered in
vague.
like
Yeah.
toad vomit.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
So it
this
like
big
threw
man
up this
comes in.
this
Oh
bead.
my god! You know what this is? It's the fucking bit in Pan's Labyrinth with the giant overgrown toad, and it like vomits out all that stuff with the key embedded in. It's just like that.
All right.
It's right where my brain is now. Yeah.
And so Hurst and Romer want to grab the bead from you. You can keep the toad. I want to check out this shiny thing.
Mm.
Adna will like walk over to Suet and like, given none of us have actually talked at this point, I think we can't actually speak in the engines. So that's my assumption at this point anyway. And we'll like kind of mime like letting it go. Like
Yeah. It seems like without all of the gold in it, it's at least like I feel like it's kind of not possible to kill stuff in heaven. Like I feel like if I were to stab this toad, it wouldn't kind of really work like that. I feel like by deflating it, we've killed it as much as is possible. That's
Okay,
my like
so-
instinctive feeling about it.
So can I like? I
Also,
wanna,
also, side note, I think Kristen and Rama totally get the bead, regardless of whether I don't want you to, because I'm at like 8 stress and I just don't I don't notice it.
Yeah,
I don't notice that.
yeah.
So you grab it.
So I think like Swift plays like a very sharp like ringing note that's like wait, and I want to like very intently examine, just like look down and peer very like deeply and like thought furrowedly at this toad and listen to the echoes of deep heaven and like try and like tap into my knowledge of and my understanding of like the deep laws of like how heaven functions
Sure.
and figure out what the fuck what's up here, what's up with this toad.
Yep. Christian
Yeah.
Rama, what are
So-
you doing? Now that you've...
We put the bead in the big Santa bag,
That's what I assumed.
the
Cool.
like evil Santa bag,
Yep.
The Krampus bag.
and then like just stick both heads in it, and we're gonna go check out the inside of the creepy bag and see the speed thing. I don't know.
All right. Do you want to do your thing
So-
then, Luke?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let other
sure.
people go first.
Is okay. So this is analyze. I feel.
Yeah.
What's my position?
I think it's controlled. But your effect is
What is
limited.
my effect?
Your effect is
limited?
limited.
Yep, cool. I'm down with that. Don't have any bonus dice, unless someone wants to help me.
No, I'm not sure I'm entirely on board with whatever this heaven communion is. So no, I
That's
don't
fine.
think I'm
Dark
helping,
bargain
yeah.
bonus dice if you really search loud.
If you what, sorry?
Search loud.
And to be clear, Ash, like, does that mean, like, I put us all in immediate danger, or does that mean that, like, I make my return to this time, like, broadcast, like, everyone knows I'm back?
You broadcast your current position in heaven. It's a more immediate thing.
No, I don't do it.
No dice then. Not interested in that. Nice.
Nice. Cool. This I think you kind of like understand this Toad's story now, right?
Yeah.
In that
I have a question.
yeah.
Also.
What's your
the
question?
info. What might happen if I let the toad go?
It would go back to being
Time
a toad.
traveler. I have all the best questions.
It will go back to being a toad, and it will finish its life. The life that got interrupted.
Cool.
Right. Yep. Cool.
It's probably it probably only lives for a couple of years.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So I think I play the bowstring again, but this time it's like an affirmative. It's like an affirmative
Cool.
like. And I think I reach out, like my engine reaches out and gives you a big thumbs up.
Cool. Yep. So I just like look at the toad, and again, like it's just this deadpan face. Like he always just looks really anything. He just sort of deadpan stares at the toad and then gives it a really serious like nod, and then just chucks it in the mud.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
Sweet.
Is there anything else we want to do before we end the episode?
It's the end of
Feel
the
like me having this thing is going to be a long-term project or something that I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like
Yeah.
that'll come up later.
Yep. Yeah. I think
Yep.
so. Cool. All right.
Sweet.
End of session XP.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. End of session stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna note. I don't know if anyone else's sheet is doing this. Mine seems to be syncing up stress and XP.
Oh.
Oh yeah, mine was doing that as well.
Okay. Let's keep it in a separate
let's-
area for now.
Write XP in your notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can fix it later.
Yeah. This sheet is. I will not be surprised if it's buggy.
Yeah.
So it said here, each time you make a desperate roll, mark 1 XP in that action's attribute.
Yep.
Where do I mark that? Is there a space
So
for that?
over
Oh,
by
in
the
there,
roll
XP.
icons, yeah, they've got a little.
Got it. Okay. So I did that once. Once a desperate roll. No, 2. And
Mhm.
express. Okay, cool. So Cinderary twice. Cool. All right.
Cool. All right.
At the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP.
Yeah, do we just want to go around the table?
Yeah. Let's start with Emily then. Emily.
So
Talk about your. So let's go through your list. You're the stranger, aren't you?
yeah.
So do you want to read me out your things, your prompts?
All right. Yes. Okay. If you addressed a challenge with knowledge or subtlety. I mean that's very broad, isn't it?
The one kind of subtle thing I think you did was just like, rather than leap out of the way, that idea of just like, oh, I'll just stay right here and like point the sword at it. It was like a very small adjustment, and then
Precise.
letting it do its own damage to itself. That felt like
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you get an XP for that one.
Okay. Cool. All right. You addressed your beliefs, drives, role, or background. Sorry, you expressed your beliefs, drives, role, or background. I think that's an interesting one, because there were a couple of times wherein I was given an opportunity to be like to tell the truth of my like history and my people and story, and I chose not to do that because my like desire to I don't know, be like unreadable and contrary was like stronger. So I don't feel like I expressed
What I might suggest as a counterpoint to that, though, is that that's actually a tension between your role and your background.
true.
Right?
That's
like
true.
you hiding
Yes.
the true
Yeah.
background is what your role is supposed to be. You're supposed
Yes,
to lie about who you are.
Yeah, and particularly I think he is driven to do that because he feels as captain that he is responsible for not like making trouble for other people. And that if he starts to rock the boat, then everything will kind of go to shit.
Yeah,
So 1
okay.
XP for that?
I feel like. Well, yeah, did that happen once or did it happen a lot?
It happened during the obligation phase, and it happened during the scene with Kristen Rama. But,
I feel like that's. I feel
more
like that's,
notably the second one.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
feel like that's
there's
enough.
another step for
There's another
obligation,
question about
obligations, so
Cool.
Yeah.
I feel
Alright,
like the
sweet.
one here seems.
Yep. You struggled with issues from your obligation.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes?
So yeah.
You played toward your promises or eclipse. No, I actually didn't this time.
Cool. All right.
3. Okay.
Andrew, Christian Rama.
Yeah, so you addressed a challenge with understanding or coordination. And I feel like I did this twice because mostly what I did was like support other people's stuff, and so like working with the captain, Cert, and then also the like sad wailing in front of a toad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to take 2 for
Yep,
that.
definitely.
Yeah. And then the plug was understanding. You spotted that.
Yeah, true.
And then express my beliefs, drives, role, or background. I feel like I didn't get super into Forbidden Lovers or Insubordinate Rebels. Maybe a little bit Forbidden Lovers, in that I was being super flirty with Cert. Offering to play the role of the one who uses him in the story, stuff like that.
Exactly.
So starting to go there, and then maybe that last bit where I stole what I assume is the corrupted
Yes,
entity.
I think
Put it
so.
in my
Definitely,
basket
that's.
bag.
Yep.
Um,
Insubordinate rebel, definitely. Yep.
okay, so I'll take 1 there. Struggled with issues from my obligation, not so much. And then played towards my promises or eclipse. definitely play towards one of my promises, but
Yeah.
not my promise to Adna to hold her beauty above all others. But I look forward to doing that in the future.
I haven't had much chance to interact with people yet, so keen
Yeah,
next.
we'll get a chance.
Yeah,
Great.
like your
That's
whole
good.
whole thing this time was you don't get time to interact with the people you want to.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Do you want to do yours, Mel?
Yeah, sure thing. So, address a challenge with. Oh, I've lost my sheet. Where is it? Address a challenge with teamwork or self-sacrifice. I think I addressed challenge with self-sacrifice in trying to. Well, when I was trying to get Suet out from under the toad.
Fuck the toad.
Yeah, put myself pretty directly in danger there. I don't think it was organized enough to be teamwork as such. But yeah, so I don't think I have a second one for that. Work XP. And then express beliefs, drives, roles, or backgrounds. So I mean, in all of the things actions I took and everything, that role and background was coming up and influencing all of them and how I approach them. So I mean, I think that's two. So there was the the rich noble jerks kind of like watching and having to perform for them, and then there was the opera. Whole opera scene, and also the kind of the tension there between like wanting to find out more about Swift's life and contrasting that. So, and I reckon that's a 2 for that one.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I especially struggled with issues from my obligation. Like it was there, but I don't think it was like a struggle at this point. It was just present.
Yeah.
And with playing towards promises or eclipse, one thing I forgot to mention when I was trying to help Suet was that one of the primary reasons why I wanted to do that was because my practical promise is that I won't leave Suet alone. I'll make sure that they have someone there with them. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Luke.
You addressed a challenge. So I start with 1 XP because I made a doomy impossible prophecy and it came true. So my first prompt is you addressed a challenge with prophecy or revelation. I feel like revelation was when I like bared my heart and all my feelings about capitalism and made coins fall from the sky. And I feel like prophecy was when I was like, yo, Toad dude, it's not gonna end well for you, and then it came true.
Yep.
So that's 2. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I did a social link scene that was like all about like my background and where I came from and like my kind of my beliefs.
Yeah.
And then I was social linked with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a scene similarly that was about that. So I'm gonna take like 1 for that.
Sure.
I want to take 2 for struggled with my obligation, not because it was like immediately a problem, but because it put Surt on Swift's mind, and then like I fucking pushed myself into Eclipse to protect Surt from being smashed by falling coins, because I was in this like nostalgic, sentimental, like state.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Like it was
Yeah,
flow on
yeah.
from that, which actually fuck what are the rules about engine flaws? Because from memory, I think sentimental is the flaw for my engine.
So yeah, when your actions align with your engine's impulse, or you accept a dark bargain based on its impulse, it does not deplete transcendence, and you mark 1 XP.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Fuck, where am I up to? I've lost track. So that was 2 for the first one, 1 for the second one, 2 for
You're on the last prompt now.
Yep, 2 for the third one, plus an extra XP because it was in line with my engine, so that's 5 so far. 6. And then, play towards my promises. I feel like I took the first step towards teaching Agnakiel about the cold hard truth of her world, which was to say, like, there are other ways. Like your world is not the only world. There are other ways out there. So I think just one XP for that one.
Cool. Great. Then that's all. That's all the end of session stuff, isn't it?
Crew XP.
Crew XP. Yay.
Yay!
Give me a second.
Andrew,
I'll-
what is the XP threshold in this game? I can never remember.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 on playbook and 6 on.
Just got an advance.
Nice. Where is?
And so yeah, we need to do crew XP, and then I feel like maybe at the start of the next session we can do Fallout from this mission.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Sort of
Yes.
review
Yep.
and then keep rolling forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then we can
Yep.
all go to sleep, which I think
Yeah.
is a
Sorry for
good-
pushing us late. I really wanted to like wrap up that. Yeah. That thing.
I will
it
start
seemed-
reading these things. So,
Yeah.
successfully carry out a mission from the crew's list. Yes.
Yep.
We have 1 XP on the crew.
Good job, team.
I'm just going to note crew XP in my notes section,
Mhm.
and then we can transfer it to the sheet later. So crew XP, we got 1. For that, struggle with your place in the world and protect the last bastion.
Yes.
I feel like 2 there.
Yep.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Reveal the tragic history of the bastion and explore the nature of the leviathans and
Yep.
engines.
I mean, the whole thing of like it turned into a frog at the end, right? And we're like, what actually is it?
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
And like the tragic history of the last bastion, like sorts the fucked upness of sorts people was like a thing, and like the difference of this culture to mine was a thing.
Yep.
And I feel like those are both key parts of that tragic history.
And then express the essential nature, origin, or destiny of the crew. Like, again, it's first session.
Yeah.
Everything we do established new information. So
Yeah.
I think it puts us at 7 out of 8 crew XP.
Yep.
Good job, team.
Cool.
So, cool.
Nice.
Sweet.
Also, just super quick, I realized one thing that I'd totally forgotten about is while Transcendent, we get +1 dice to perceive, embody, and analyze.
Oh yeah, I missed
Oh yeah.
Or whatever embody is now. I think it's defy.
flow.
Flow. Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta update everything to match. This is like brand new, just today figured out.
Awesome.
That,
It's
yeah.
a cool change.
Yeah, we need to remember
Having
that.
just played it, it felt good.
And so Andrew, XP. Okay, so XP can go wherever we want it. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to put it in an attribute and advance one of your action ratings, you can do that instead of
Yeah.
getting it in reload. The only ones that have to go anywhere are the ones for desperate rolls.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Well, in that case, I think we're done for the evening. That
Awesome.
was super fucking cool.
Thank you for an
Um,
amazing game.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
Shall we do some shout outs? Emily, do you want to start?
Sure. Hey, I'm Emily. This was really good fun. You can find me on Twitter at Blackwall Says. I make art and sometimes film stuff. Yeah, thank you everyone. This was a really good time. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Cool. Andrew?
I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at CommutingCrow or on twitch.tv/actualfactual. I made this game and I do a bunch of like roleplay shows on either Roll20net or on the official D&D Twitch channel or on twitch.tv/distractedelf, and I've got some other stuff brewing up for hopefully the end of October. So you can find me in all those places.
Awesome. Melody?
Hey, I'm Melody. You can find me at Magic Space Girl at Twitter. I just like role-playing games a lot, and I'm a student of history.
Cool. Awesome. And Luke?
Hello. I am a professional GM for children by day, by night. Sometimes I'm a magical girl, but most of the time I design role-playing games.
Yeah.
You can find games that I've written at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io. A bunch of new stuff should be coming like over the course of the month. I just need to get my shit together and get access to a laptop again, please God. And then I also have a Patreon where you can support my game design stuff and have like the chance to have your name in the credits and get early playtesting access and that kind of thing. And I'm on Twitter at WildwoodsGames.
Awesome. I've been your GM for the night. My name is Ash. You can follow me at ACEGIAC, ACEGIAK on everything, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, all that crap. or on my website, sccheck.net. And as far as schedule, I will need to update the schedule shortly. However, there will be Space Date No Man's Sky Catch Time on Wednesday, and then we will be having on Thursday. We'll be having Unladen Swallow, our game of Scum and Villainy. Yeah. And then on Saturday, we'll have a PC game stream. And then we'll be back here on Monday with something. I'm not sure what yet. And this will be, I think it's going to be a couple of weeks because Melbourne Games Week is going to happen. So I will post updates to the Twitch events and Twitter and things as far as scheduling for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you later. Bye.